What's going on, everybody? My name is John Serwin, and this is not my kitchen. This is the firehouse. Had a little technical difficulties, and apparently the intro I filmed, maybe I didn't hit record. But today I'm going to show you how I made this. Homemade corned beef, sautéed cabbage with bacon and onion, boiled potatoes, and braised carrots. I'm going to show you the techniques and how I did it. Coming up. Stay tuned. Well, in order to make our corned beef, we need a whole corned beef brisket. That's what I got right here. Just went to my local restaurant supply shop, and this was the smallest one they had, 16 pounds. Maybe in future videos, I'll show you how I make up my own. Now that we have it out of the package and dried up a little bit, we're gonna just trim it down slightly. Nothing crazy, not like we're smoking a brisket, but we just wanna get off some of this scraggly fat. Like this, I'm not even gonna save. It doesn't even feel good. We're gonna put that over, that's the discard pile. But I wanna maximize my sliceable brisket. Here, if you can see right there, like no one's gonna enjoy that big of a piece of fat. Plus I wanna season the top. So just gonna go around and trim up some of the fat. Not gonna do too much more here. I don't wanna go crazy. Just gonna do a little bit of the other side. We're gonna need some fat on there, just not all of this fat. But right here, this big old like piece of decal fat, I'm gonna get rid of. But yeah, that's pretty much purely, if you look, there you go, purely fat right there. And there we are. Good enough for me. I'm not going as crazy as I would. Like if I was doing a brisket, I would be shaping this, because it's going on the smoker, I would be shaping this down and really making it look nice and presentable to the point of where you would not have to worry about trimming off anything, just like they do in all the big barbecue joints, you know, maximize your sliceable brisket. So this is good enough by me though. I am gonna go ahead and put it in my big old hotel pan and show you my braising liquid. Now that we have our corned beef brisket into our hotel pan, I'm gonna throw in 2 bottles, 12 ounces of some nice light beer, like lager type beer. Some people do Guinness. Hot take, I personally am not a massive fan of Guinness. I don't mind cooking with it, but I generally don't keep it on hand. But maybe some Yingling lager do have on hand at home from time to time. I mean, America's oldest brewery, why not? Throw in a quartered onion, kind of just at each of the corners here. The brisket has already been basically pickled or corned. That's why it's called corned beef. So it already had like salt and all this stuff packed on into it. What I think of the braising liquid is you are actually drawing some of that salt out of the meat. I'm gonna add some cold water right on top. Because what's gonna happen as this is braising, it's going to kind of tighten up, and whatever water or whatever liquid is here, it's all going to even out, but this will basically shrink up and tighten up and then eventually relax a little too. 2 pints of water and let's see, 24 ounces of beer in here. I want it to come up, yeah, just to about covering 3/4 of the brisket. What I do like to do though is I do put garlic powder and black pepper right on top. That's how I do trim, because I do want that little bit of flavor on that fat. So heavy-handed, no extra salt though. There's plenty of salt. Pastrami is a very peppered corned beef. So that's kind of where I got the inspiration. This is heavy duty, so I'm only gonna do 1 sheet. If it was light duty, I would double it up. So we are gonna make this nice and tight, crinkle it all on up on the corners nice and tight, because we are going to put this in the oven at 325 for minimum 3 hours. And realistically, I'm going to cook it for 4 to 5 hours. Just when that internal temperature hits 205, I like to do a little bit of a slower bake on this. So in 325, I find 4 to 5 hours is kind of the sweet spot, but then you got to rest it. And if I'm going to be cooking it for 4 hours, guess what? I'm resting it for half as long in the liquid that it's in. That'll be at least a 2-hour rest. After 3 hours, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back, we're gonna check temperature, and in that braising liquid, those onions will be broken down. We're gonna throw in some carrots, because having those carrots in there, getting that flavor, whew, that's delicious. We're going to throw it on our bottom rack because that's actually our most heavy duty rack that we have. I should say bottom of it. Don't mind that patina on that hotel pan. That just means it's been used with a lot of love. All right, 3 hours later, we will come back and check it. In order to make up some sauteed cabbage, we're going to grab our nice 12-inch stainless steel pan. Throw in, this is all the bacon I had left over, probably about, I don't know, 5 ounces of bacon. I'm just going to turn it on medium, start rendering out the bacon fat. I do have some bacon fat off to the side that I keep right in there, huh? Pretty convenient little thing. That I will be sauteing the cabbage and onions in. It has now been 3 hours, and let's go ahead and check our corned beef. Try and be very careful. I'll go at the sides here and try and not steam my face. So, gotta get the corners up first. All right, let's track in some steam. That's what I like to see. That's exactly what I expected. See how it shrunk up some? Let's see what temperature we're hitting at. 172 degrees, so I want this to go until it hits an internal of 205. But in the meantime, I'm gonna take some carrots that I peeled up and just put them in that braising liquid. Back into the oven, and we will check it in about 90 minutes. All right, now that we've been cooking down for about a half hour, we are completely done. I'm gonna take this off heat, gonna check for seasoning. A little bit more of this salt, pepper, garlic right here. Just a touch. Some cayenne pepper. Gives that nice little bit of a kick, and I just put it in right at the end. Mix it on in, let this steep. We have now been cooking the corned beef at 325 for the past 4.5 hours. Time to take it out, check the temp. Same procedure as before. Go away from me. Whoop. Ooh, yeah. Man, that smells so good. All right, let's see what the temp is. Ooh, feels nice. Oh yeah, we got 207, that's beautiful. Let's check some other spots. Oh, sliding right in. Beautiful. All right, we are going to let this rest 2 to 3 hours in this liquid. We're just going to temp this right back over top. While we have the corned beef out resting, we are going to put on, all I did was quarter some red potatoes, and I'm going to put that on to high heat to come to a boil. You know what? I'm going to add some salt to the water, actually. Boil it until the potatoes are fork tender. The corned beef has been resting now for 2 hours, so we are going to take it off. I need another set of tongs, though. A big old piece of meat. Double tong action. And there we have it. All right. I have this towel down here to sop up all the grease that will be coming off. Oh, this feels so nice. I am going to treat it like I would treat any other brisket. I'm going to find that middle point where the flat meets the point and cut right on down. Because there you go. Fatty section, leaner section, if you will. You got a little bit of point right up here. We're going to take that bad boy off. All right, not too shabby, folks. Lean, fatty. I'm going to do the burnt ends like they do for a brisket over here. These are corned beef burnt ends right here. Look at that big old chunk of corned beef. Well, might as well give it a shot. Man, that is melt in your mouth. It's literally, that long heated rest is so necessary. I stole that from the barbecue world, really, and never going back. That long heated rest is key when you have big pieces of meat. All right, let me move some of this off and get to doing some usable slices. Here, I'll give you a quick cross section of how it can lay on itself and not fall apart, but if you want to rip it easily, rips easily. That's a beautiful thing. Now's the time to do my favorite part. This is the fatty end. I kind of usually cut this a little bit thicker. Go ahead and take a look at that. Again, holding up on its own weight. If you want to tear it apart, it comes apart nice and easily. That is a sign of a good cook on the brisket. All right, and there you have it, folks. Traditional Saturday corned beef dinner. We do this every Saturday at the firehouse. I mean, this is the same as like you would see at a St. Patrick's Day party as well. Corned beef, carrots, sautéed cabbage, boiled potatoes. It's a fantastic little dinner right here. Nothing left to do but give it the old official taste test. I like the fatty section, so I'm going to go in. Oh, man, that cut so well. You see, hopefully you can get a good. Ooh, making a mess. 4.5 hours at 325 plus a 2 hour rest. That rest, I think, is just as important as seasoning and cooking it. It makes all the difference in the world. That corned beef is everything I could expect for and more. I have found that technique and I am not going to change it. So when we do it at work, usually started at like 6 in the morning because then I can get 4 hours done at 10:30, and then at least start serving 12:30. Yeah. Those carrots being in the same braising liquid as the corned beef picked up so much flavor. Wow. Yeah, that's the way to do it. 3 hours in and then throw the carrots in. That braised cabbage or that sauteed cabbage now with the smokiness of the bacon, that little bit of cayenne in there too to give it a little bit of heat. Whew, that's nice. And I mean, boiled potatoes are boiled potatoes. Throw a little butter, throw a little salt on here. Oh, throw that off my fork. Add it all together. It makes a phenomenal meal. That's how I do my corned beef. Thanks for coming by, guys. Greatly appreciate it. And just remember, you're only making food out of ingredients until you sit down and share them with the ones you love. Then it's a meal. All right, guys. Thanks for coming by. Greatly appreciate it. Till next time.